Response to the coronavirus.
COVID-19
linked to coronavirus.
On the coronavirus.
What is a virus? Viruses are made up of two parts. Firstly, genetic material like DNA or RNA, which are like instruction manuals telling cells of an organism what it is supposed to do. This is enclosed in a protein code. Some viruses also have a viral envelope with antigens on their surfaces. Viruses are not cells, and scientists debate about whether they are living or non-living things. Non-living because viruses do not have organelles and hence cannot produce energy. Yet they can reproduce if they hijack a host, like you and me. Upon entering a cell, a virus travels within bodily fluids, bumping into cells until it meets a specific type of cell it is able to attack. As mentioned earlier, viruses have antigens on their surfaces. Antigens are molecules that can trigger an immune response by binding to a protein found on cells known as receptors. Think of it as how your house key can open your house door, but not others. Different viruses affect different parts of our body. For example, COVID-19 antigens are specific to the receptors of certain cells in our respiratory system. Once a virus bonds to a cell, it releases its genetic material into the cell, hijacking the cell. It then uses the cell as a factory to produce more viruses until the cell bursts, releasing million more viruses into the body. Once a virus multiplies sufficiently, our body's defenders, the immune system, realizes there's a threat in the body.
Imagine this. A dangerous group of criminal viruses are running rampant after multiple dead cells were found in the body. Immediately, the forensic team, the dendritic cells, sweep the crime scene looking for any evidence from the criminals such as their antigens. They then travel back to the police headquarters where they give this evidence to the police, the T cells. The T cells make up an important group of cells, lymphocytes, whose main job is to protect the body. The T cells are now able to identify the criminals and deploy two teams. One heads to the crime scene to look for the criminals while the other goes to the B cells to armor up. The B cells are another type of lymphocyte that produces weapons known as antibodies. With the information from the T cells, the B cells are now able to make antibodies suited for this virus and send them out. The antibodies prevent the criminals from causing any more harm, and the immune system easily gets rid of the criminals. The immune system keeps a record of the criminals in case they ever attack again, so they can swiftly get rid of them. Peace is now restored in the body once again.
Vaccines help us become immune to viruses. Vaccines are basically viral antigens which would not trigger the harmful symptoms of the virus. Upon an attack by the same virus, the cells of the immune system can quickly eradicate it from the body by producing the right antibodies that can work against them. That is, before the virus damages too many of our body cells. Some argue that there isn't a need to make vaccines and instead let the virus infect the population to result in herd immunity. This is where people naturally recover and become immune to the virus. However, how many people would die as they're not naturally immune? I'll leave you with this question to ponder for yourself.